right now. All right, I see you, Russ. I know I'm not really watching NFL football right now, but that was great when we're fighting for that 3 passing TDs, 1 rushing. Damn, he has a rushing TD. I wonder when's the last time he had a rushing TD. Seems like it's been forever. But let's move on to the next topic, and this is of course the topic at hand. Jayson Tatum claps back at Perkins for comments on his play for Celtics win over the Knicks. And again, this is coming from Kendrick Perkins, and we'll listen to what he had to say before we continue. So let's listen.
This happened just moments ago. Our guy Perk, tweeted, Jaylen Brown completely took over this game with his first triple-double, played a perfect game while Jayson Tatum went 6 for 14 from the field.
And then I'll talk about what needs to go on or what happened.
Normalizing lifting one man without bringing another one down. JB played a great game. It's all right to leave it at that. Welcome in here to Celtics Postgame Plus, coming to you following the Celtics' big win over the Knicks. We got Chris Forsberg here, but we want to hear from you, Perk. What do you say?
Well, first of all, let me say this: if the world haven't noticed, or even the players, that I don't give a damn. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is this: I wasn't saying it to demoralize or kill Jayson Tatum or put him down. What I was saying was to my point that I've been bringing up, that I said pregame. I want to start seeing both of them on a consistent basis put together great games between the both of them. That's what I said I wanted to see. And not only do I want to see it, a lot of people around the country and the world want to see it.
Okay, there we go. What's up, Ishmael? How you doing, man? I think it's been a minute since you've been tuning into the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully everybody's doing well. And again, I hope you guys do like the new overlay. There's a lot of different things that we can do with it, but I really like what we see here. And again, follow the Twitter down below at Charge Streams for Twitter. Shout out to my my Twitter handler, or my intern. He's in the chat doing his thing, so I do appreciate you, intern. Tatum is good. I just think he's a much volume shooter. Let's see here. I was gonna go to the restroom. And we might get a surprise reveal from Tyrese. And again, the way that this overlay works is, it's a little bit different than most. But okay, to talk about the point that Perkins was making. My thing with it is that Jayson Tatum, like, as much as I think that, we need more uplifting, and you're like, oh, we don't need the haters. I do think that it's the time zone difference. I know, man, it's hard, especially, with me coaching basketball. It's a lot harder to kind of really dedicate like huge amount of time, especially with the way this new overlay is set up. You have to do a lot of like little things for it. My frustration that comes from Tatum is that, like, look, man, we need to play a lot better. We need to play at a pace. We need to play at a rate that just does it. Ishmael, let me wait until after all the topics are done, and then I'll get to your DeAndre Ayton. We'll chill for a little bit, because I think Tyrese is also going to get on, and we'll talk for a little bit. But again, my frustration with Tatum is the fact that we continue to, I would say, just be in a position where we continue to not close out games. And Tatum, I think the one thing I will agree with Perkins is that they do need to play consistently better on a nightly basis, because if we don't play, and it's not just the scoring, to me it's like the thing that Ime Udoka talked about at the beginning. It's being mentally locked in game out throughout the whole game, because if we continue to show the cards, if we continue to show what it looks like, I get frustrated, because we should be definitely playing a lot better. We should be playing the way that we normally do, but instead it continues to be the same story, game in, game out, and we're not the Boston Celtics of old. We are this weird young Boston Celtics team that cannot close the game. And, I've seen way too many games where we don't close it, and way too many situations and times where we continue to not be locked in mentally throughout the whole game. We're locked in for 3.5 quarters, but then to me, it just continues to be that situation where we just are not able to lock in. Ishmael, you said Tatum is not that guy. He's a very good player, but he will never be able to do what he is now. Still a very, very good player. And who knows, man? Like, we still got a couple. I would say we got a couple years to kind of to see and decide like what's going on. But again, I think when I get frustrated, and I think Perkins agrees with me, and I agree with him. I don't usually agree with Perkins, but here I agree with him. It's like, Tatum continues to be very inconsistent, and so does Brown. Like, these two guys are star players. These are our star athletes, and we continue to be so inconsistent, so not locked in mentally every time that you have to criticize them. You have to criticize our team because, again, we are 18 for 21 in the regular season. Like, I've never seen that before for Boston. So, like, maybe like the early 2000s Boston Celtics before everybody was in. Thanks, Ishmael, man. It's a long time coming, but I'm finally glad we got it done here on the Charge with this new overlay. And again, I get frustrated with the fact that we continue to not be consistent and not continue to be dominant and not, continue to be this team that just is mediocre. Like, we're not the team that I think we can be. But, to me, like, I still think when it comes to Tatum, when it comes to him clapping back at Perkins, like, I'm all for it because I think it's finally the first time I've seen Tatum be fired up about something. It's the first time I've seen Tatum be passionate about, like, yo, why are you criticizing me? But at the same time, I continue to look at the situation. I continue to look at what's going on, and I just get frustrated because I could go on a huge rant right now about the Boston Celtics, and I have. And I continue to talk about it. And if you guys are watching this post-stream, and you're watching it in the separate videos, like, I've talked about this multiple times, and it just irks me because I think that we need to play a lot better. We need to move the basketball. We need to do so many different things. And again, I think what gets me the most out of everything is the fact that these two guys are like, oh, like the haters and all this other stuff. But at the same time, we do need to be criticized because we're not playing the way that we need to. And again, Tatum is shooting his worst percentage from the season. I think he entered the game with 41.8% from the floor. That's not going to do it. And again, Jayson Tatum saying here in his tweet, normalize, whoops, I don't know if I missed over. Okay, there you go. Normalize uplifting one man without bringing another one down. JB played great, and it's all right to leave it at that. And again, this is what Perkins had to say afterwards. It's not bringing you down, homeboy. My point is that I'm ready to see both of you guys have great games at the same time, just like the rest of the world. We want to see if you can coexist, and I'm standing on that. Carry on, youngster. Not only the young dudes, the team isn't looking great. Who's your centers or plays the one? I think those guys are doing as much and that's true, Ishmael. I think they are doing the best that they can. They are playing to the best of their abilities. But at the same time, I think Robert Williams is a great center, man. I think I think he plays a great role, and I think he does a lot of great things. And I think we need to start utilizing him a lot more. Not saying he needs to be like the focal point or the third option, but we do need to start utilizing him a little bit better. But at the same time, I agreed with you, Ishmael, because I talked about it 2 segments ago in the Celtics Watch segment. You can watch it back when I put it in the live stream, or if you want to watch it back now, you can. I talked about that we are missing a point guard. We're missing someone at the number one to really carry us in that aspect. Because I think if we had a number one option, if we had a team that, if we really could, I would say, get us to the point that we need to, I would love for us to have a point guard. I would love for us to evolve from Dennis Schroeder and move on to Alonzo Ball-esque point guard. Like, even Ricky Rubio. I know a lot of people criticize him. I know he's gotten a lot of slack, but I would take Ricky Rubio, man. I think Ricky Rubio would be a great kind of player for us. And I think that his point guard vision, a guy that's really I think he's underrated now. I think a lot of people overrated him at the beginning, but now I think they've underrated him, or they've kind of overrated him so much that I think he really is underrated. He's a good point guard. Is he a starting point guard? Maybe these next couple years, he has a couple more years left, but we need to start looking at the point guard position because to me, a point guard makes or breaks the team, and I think that the Celtics do need a point guard to keep guys like Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown in check. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section down below as we kind of move on to our last topic of the day. Let us know what you guys think about this Jayson Tatum clapback and really about all these Boston Celtics topics. I want to know what you guys think.